I have a confession to make, and I know some of you are going to judge me for this. Some of you are going to really roll your eyes. I almost bought tickets to a Taylor Swift concert for her Eras tour. I'm going to be in the same city as Taylor Swift as one of her concerts in a couple of weeks. And I thought, oh my gosh, what are the chances? How could I miss this? And the reason why I almost bought Taylor Swift tickets is not because I like her now. I think she's woke. I think she's a feminist. I don't even like her music now. But in college and in high school, I loved her music. I loved her Speak Now album back when she wrote her own songs, back when she's a brilliant songwriter, right? You can think whatever you like about whether she's talented at singing. You can think whatever you like about her politics, but she is a brilliant songwriter. And those were fabulous songs. I almost bought a ticket, but I didn't because I could not bring myself to pay $8,000 for a ticket to Taylor Swift just for nostalgia's sake. But it did get me thinking. It got me thinking. The reason that I almost bought this ticket is not because I am currently a fangirl of Taylor Swift. It's because on her Eras tour, she's playing all of her biggest hits. She's playing all of her old songs. So it's not just Gen Zers who are turning out to these concerts because they love her current music. It's all the millennials, people my age, who are going to see Taylor Swift because she's singing Dear John. That's actually what I saw she posted on her Twitter the other day, that I was like, oh my gosh, I should go and watch this because, it's what I listened to in college. Here's the thing about Taylor Swift. Here's the thing. The real reason that her Eras tour is such a mega hit is not because she has the same, it's not even charisma, but it's not because she has the same magnetism, the same draw as a boy band, right? As the Beatles or as the Jonas Brothers had in their heyday. It's not because she has it's not because people have an obsession with her. It's because of what her songs, and now I'm talking about her classic songs, right? Like, let's just keep this conversation contained to her Speak Now album, the one that came out when I was in college. This album and the stories that she told in the lyrics of the songs on this album are not what she is now. Because right now she's super woke, right? She's friends with Lena Dunham. She's pro-abortion. She's anti-Marsha Blackburn because of politics. She's #rainbow, none of which I agree with. I think all of that is ridiculous and stupid. But the reason that Taylor Swift is so famous and the reason that she is selling out stadiums, multiple nights of stadiums across the country, is because she's not selling that type of feminism or leftism in her concerts. What she's selling and what people find so appealing is she's selling a story of a young woman who wants what universally young women actually want deep down. They might be afraid to admit it because culture tells us that we shouldn't just be hoping for our Prince Charming. They might be afraid to admit that they want to be a wife, they want to be a mother, because culture tells them they should have aspirations for a career, the STEM field ideally, more than wanting to be a wife and a mother. But Taylor Swift was just a little girl dreaming of Prince Charming and of a wedding and of forever. And that speaks to something in every woman. It's a little bit like what we were talking about last week with the Kardashians, how the Kardashians are clearly messed up, right? Clearly promiscuous, clearly don't have their priorities in line. But the reason that they are so appealing to so many young people in our country is because they kind of, sort of, in a weird way, center their show and their image that they portray to us as being centered on family values. Like they celebrate when they get pregnant every time, these gender reveals and these announcements to their family that they're pregnant, and they show their weddings online, and they always are posting about their children and their children being friends with their siblings' children, these cousins having a close bond. And it speaks to the fact that most people want a close-knit family. They want marriage, they want children, they want to celebrate these things. And even though the Kardashians aren't really people that embrace family values, they use family values to achieve their status as being super famous. It's not because of their luxury. It's not because of their promiscuity. It's actually because they pretend to portray family values. That's the same thing with Taylor Swift. And her online following, or her online mob, it depends on which side of it you're on, the Swifties. I have an interesting point to tell you about that too. Okay, so Taylor Swift may be super woke, she may be pro-abortion, she may be #rainbow, she may be anti-Marsha Blackburn, she might be friends with Lena Dunham, all these very inadvisable positions to take and life choices to make. However, the reason that she is drawing these incredible crowds on her Eras tour is because she's not selling those things that she personally stands for. She's selling tradition. She's selling traditional gender roles. She's selling the idea of a little girl dreaming of her Prince Charming, dreaming of her wedding, dreaming of falling in love forever and creating a family. She's selling a fairy tale. And this is something that speaks to young women all across the country. It's why she's selling out the stores. In a sense, it should give us culturally just a sliver of hope. Because the left is trying so hard to brainwash young women, to tell them to hate their bodies, to tell them to hate being feminine, to tell them that men are better, to tell them to try to pretend to be men, to want their career more than they want a family, to prioritize prioritize travel for work and overtime over spending time with your children and flexibility and tending to your marriage and your home and your real life. But young women aren't so easily fooled, apparently, because young women are turning out a lot more for Taylor Swift than they do for Hillary Clinton. A lot more for Taylor Swift than they do for the angry feminists that are trying to sell feminism. And even Taylor Swift's fandom, they call themselves Swifties. They are uber supportive of Taylor Swift. And I kind of say this laughingly because, my goodness, you say one critical thing about Taylor Swift and they will descend on you like a mob, like a swarm. But the thing about Swifties is they will descend on you like a mob if you criticize Taylor Swift, but they will descend on someone as a mob to defend Taylor against men who they believe have wronged her, right? So think about this Speak Now album that Taylor Swift is bringing back to life on this tour. The theme of this album is a reflection of her love life at the time, how she had boyfriends that didn't work out, boyfriends that wronged her, the one that got away, all the classic love story themes. And at the time, Swifties, and this was pretty good detective work, deciphered who exactly she was talking about in each song. Who she was talking about, I think like Back to December was Taylor Lautner and Dear John was John Mayer. And Swifties had all of these, and these were based on relationships that Taylor Swift had engaged in the public eye. And so the clues were there, the Easter eggs, as Swifties call them. But they defend her when they feel that men wrong her. And here's the material point. First, it is encouraging to see that our culture has not completely extinguished young women's desire for love and family and children and tradition and forever. But also, Taylor Swift leads her fans on. She leads her fans on by making bad choices informed by feminism because she's embraced in her personal life the opposite of what she's selling her fans. Hi guys, it's Liz Wheeler. Don't forget to watch my show, The Liz Wheeler Show, every night at 7 p.m. on the First TV. You can download the free First TV app, or you can visit thefirsttv.com/Liz and start watching today.